Tasty boy. Looking good. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Ewok Templar. Diablo 4. You may notice a tiny pimple on my cheek. I have no idea. No idea how that happened. Literally, yesterday, no pimple. Today, pimple. Did I mention Ewok Templar? It's integral to the plot. Additionally, there's also, the same time this pimple showed up, another pimple showed up on my thigh. That has me worried. I'll get into that here in a second. Diablo 4, Necromancer. We got damage with darkness, which is all damage bonus to all my skills. Corrupting. Pay attention now. This is what it could get confusing, but it all makes sense. Corrupting damage is basically your shadow damage, but it's damage over time. Whenever your shadow damage is doing corrupting damage, it's the same thing as, it's kind of like shadow damage. Think of it like this. Shadow damage is to fire damage what corrupting damage is to burning damage. Does that make sense? Like, this is the direct damage that happens instantly, and then corrupting damage is the damage that happens over time. Same damage type, and then darkness skills do shadow and corrupting damage. So all of these, you gotta add all three of these together to get a base idea of what my skills and what my Necromancer's doing, okay? And I kept the zombie boys, because honestly, there's this other build where you use the booster stats, but the booster stats are so low. Like, I think for this one, it was the Reaper, like 20% increase to shadow damage. And then I think the one I looked up said, I think it was using, I don't think it was using this one. I think it was using Bone's final form. But whatever. The point is, you do that, and one of the stats really does buff it up a lot. I think it's this one. Yeah, there you go. Increases their sacrifice bonus by 20%. This one goes all the way up to 60%. So it can be a decent chunk, especially once you get the aspect enchantment that increases it further, like another 35%. So 60% plus 20, you get 80%. So like you get like a 105% increase to both their bonuses. And that's a decent chunk, but honestly, that's good. That probably works out better on the harder difficulties, but I find having the bone guys out and using them works better if you're just wiping out a whole army of guys. If you're wiping out an army as fast as possible to get the most XP, like the way I look at grinding is like this. I'll explain it as we get started. Let's go ahead and get started. The way I look at grinding is simple. The faster you can move and the faster you can kill, the more XP you get, the more efficient you're grinding. So you don't want to just go all out the most damage possible and think that that's the best way to grind. Let me ask you something, man. Like, if you can play on, like, just for example, a very simple example. Let's say there was a game where on hard difficulty you gain 300 experience for every kill. On normal, you only gain 100. But in the same amount of time it takes you to kill one enemy on hard, you could have killed 5 on normal. You see what I'm saying? You could have gotten 500 XP in the same amount of time it took you to get 300 on the harder difficulty. Does that make sense? Same thing with like movement speed. Or if you have like regular movement speed and you need to wipe out a room as fast as possible, get all the XP as possible. See, like these guys are worth 125% increased XP compared to normal. Righteous. But if I was doing the other build, the build they wanted me to use, I couldn't do that. Because the build they wanted, I don't know, it's weird. I get it. The build I saw wanted you to go a little bit into the blood orbs so that you could do like a 300% damage increase while healthy. And the idea is, as you're killing with like the shadow with blight, you leave blight puddles on the ground, and those are basically like a wall, a trap of a big wall of corruption, just annihilating everything, right? And with one of the upgrade trees you go down, you get a chance, like a lucky hit chance, to spawn a blood orb, and you're also generating a barrier. So basically the idea is you take no damage even though you don't have anyone protect you, because you're literally just, it's like a ranged, you're staying at range basically. But as long as you don't take any damage, you're doing like 300% more damage, and you're constantly spawning health orbs. So you keep on picking up the health orbs to generate more barrier. So if you do take damage, it hits the barrier instead of your health. So technically you still keep your 300% bonus damage, right? By the way, I think I was 16 million away from leveling up. I know I didn't check it this time. But the thing is, I used it, I set it up, but it was actually slower than doing this. Because what they were doing... Where is it? They were comboing with this, Shadow Blight. And it makes sense, but like the way it combos with the way they set up the Paragon, it's like every 8th move or 6th move, you get this big bonus of damage. But I prefer Affliction, because Affliction's happening all the time, especially when I combined it with this aspect right here. Where, hold on, where is it? There you go. Iron Maiden is now a dark... No, that's not the one. This one. A dark aura surrounds you, inflicting Decrepify and Iron Maiden on enemies who touch it. Curses inflicted this way spread to surrounding targets. So the curses are around me. That's what the Seal of Cory Calcos going around me is. And basically, every single time I touch an enemy with this Seal of Cory Calcos, they take 23,000 shadow damage. And so... we wipe. We Roomba. I'm gonna come over here for a little bit. I'm just gonna scoop those guys up and come back. I get it, you're supposed to combine it, like your Shadow Blight, you're supposed to use your Miasma Corpse Explosion like this. Which, by the way, Miasma Corpse Explosion is pretty good. Pretty good. Not as fun as regular Corpse Explosion, but it ends up doing more damage. Especially if you go toward shadow damage. I don't know what pathway, maybe it's blood damage, you go down to have regular Corpse Explosion do more damage. But I still prefer regular Corpse Explosion, but this is still pretty good too, because you basically turn the dead bodies into a temporary field of devastation, of shadow damage, just suckling them in. I also wanted you to combine corpse tendrils, so that like you sacrifice the corpses to make a corpse tendril bomb, and it's an interesting idea because it grabs them and it centers your enemy, which on harder difficulties I get it, because now you're like forcing them to go to one spot rather than having them just run around, and you can focus fire on them and probably kill them faster. But on expert, I find that just running a wall of death straight through them while they just take anywhere between 32,000 and 200,000 worth of damage, as you can see. Not to mention with my Reaper guys, it combos with what I'm doing right now very well, because the Reapers, they have the power up to where every time they do their big slash attack, it reduces one of my cooldowns by 3 seconds. Including my ultimates. And if you notice, my ultimate Soul Rift is already back. It's already back. Now combine that. Combine that with the power-up I have, the aspect here, where not that one. I forgot where I put them. Oh, I guess I don't have it equipped. Must have been on my old gloves before I switched to Fist of Fate to get that lucky hit chance. I'm talking about the one where every time you talk with basic, your cooldown goes down by 2. But I know what I'm doing now. I remember now. Don't worry, guys. I remember what I'm doing. We have the Skeletal Reapers. There it is. Wind up. Their wind up attack. reduces your cooldowns by 3 seconds. And also, I'm using Decrepify. Enemies hit while afflicted with Decrepify have a 15% chance to reduce your active cooldowns by 1 second. So I just spam Decrepify on them. And my lucky hits are really high. They're not perfect. It's not 100%. But it's enough to be a problem. Oh, you know what? I forget. I'm too excited today. I'm too excited. I forgot. I was thinking too much about that little pimple on my cheek that mysteriously showed up overnight. And the pimple that showed up on my thigh at the exact same time. Alright? And it makes me worried because I don't sleep, you know, snout to anus like a dog or a wolf. So I don't know how that happened. You know, I mean, I sleep like a mummy. I'm on my back, facing straight up, my fist raised, asking God why. The classic normal position that every man sleeps in. But what if while I'm asleep I move around and I sleep snout to anus like a dog? What if I'm becoming a werewolf? That's the thing I'm worried about. Okay? That's where I'm at right now. I trim the hairs that grow in my nose at least once every 3 days. That's how fast they grow. All right? It's always been a concern of mine ever since I was about 27 years old. They've been growing that fast. I don't know if y'all have any experience with that, what that's about, but I'm starting to worry. Forgot to take my potions and elixirs. But I noticed early on, we're fine. It's fine. I'm starting to worry that I might be becoming a wereman. And the problem with that is, you know, I've lived the first half of my life not a wereman. And that's really going to put a hinder on our grinding if I become a wereman. Because now we're going to have to change the whole setup. We're going to have to get chains. You know, chain myself down when I sleep because I never know when I'm going to wear out. Am I going to try to eat my controllers? Are they going to get damaged? That's going to be a cost of living adjustment right there. These are things I'm worried about right now. But not to worry. I put toothpaste on the one on my cheek this morning. Left it on there for about 4 hours. That immediately took away like half its power. So it's about half power now. But like I said, it was scary because yesterday, no pimple on my cheek. Today, I wake up, painful one. Looks like it's about to summon Gilgamesh right on my face. Painful too. A light breeze goes past it. It's like, ah, Satan. And the one on my thigh was no different. It made me ask questions. To be honest with you, I asked a lot of questions. You know what? I don't have the basic aspect equipped, but for some reason it seems to go faster when I use my basics. Hold on, let's look at this. Don't worry, they'll handle the killing. We can actually walk around and think. This is very similar to Decimate, where a lot of stuff just happens on its own. We don't have to worry about it. Vulnerable. Another weird thing about the one build I looked up, they did not have any points put in Decompose. It ran Decompose, but it was like, it didn't have any of the modifiers. I was like, why would you not be running the explosion and vulnerability? That was weird. Ooh, a glitch. By the way, the amount of damage I'm doing, like all this craziness I'm doing right now, I don't even have all my glyphs unlocked yet, alright? Still unlocking glyphs. And I'm just, look at that. That guy just took 1 million damage and all I did was walk through him. What is that about? You ever see a guy take 1 million to the dome just because a lady touched him? Like, this is making all these demons look like a bunch of nerds and virgins. Like, they're just exploding from a lady getting close to them. Imploding, dying, guts, blood on the streets, chaos. This is what the Red Faction would bring to Mars. I'm sorry. You know, played a lot of that Red Faction when I was growing up. I get a little bit of that soap pot in me sometimes. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm worried, man. I'm worried that the next half of my life I might become a werewolf. And that's just gonna, you know what? It's gonna slow down the grind. It's gonna slow down us getting to level 300. So I am not excited about that. Hopefully it clears up. I'm about to take my shower. Today is gonna be a weird day. Because as you can see, I'm streaming later in the day than what I wanted to. Why? I had more grinding to do before I could stream. I had things to do. I had work to do. It's partly my fault. I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if we've reached the point now where it's going to be two whole days before I can stream again. Like if we reach the 3-day mark. I don't know if we're there yet. Because last time I streamed, like that day I barely got any more grinding done after I was done streaming. I probably did like maybe 2 or 3 hours worth. And then the next day, like yesterday, I got maybe 4 hours worth. And then today, this morning, I got up at 6 in the morning. And I got another 4 hours in, and that got me here. They got me here, ready. But you know what? It was probably, maybe it was the fear of becoming a wereman that threw me off balance. Maybe my body knew before I did. That's why that day after we streamed 2 days ago, I was like, I need to take it easy a little bit. 'Cause, oh, you know what it is as well? It took me at least an hour just putting the Paragon points into the Paragon board for the Necromancer, because I want to do things differently. I looked at their build and I said, I don't want to just make a straight rip copy, because honestly, I did a straight rip copy just to see how it felt, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was a lot of standing around and dropping the miasma pools with Shadow Blight and with Corpse Explosion. And then also it had Corpse Tendrils, and I didn't even use the Corpse Tendrils. And that was another one where you have to drop them and wait for it to do its thing and combo with all the other things. And I was like, what if I just did a bunch of shadow damage instead? You know what I mean? Instead of doing a weird combo of 3 different moves all together to do a bunch of damage. And also, I didn't like that, like Shadow Blight's thing, and then like one of the Paragon things that it goes down. As you can see, it's random. Like this one is like every 8th time, and then the other one was like 1 out of 6 of your attacks it would do the big damage. And I was like, why couldn't? I was like, here's my thing. The way I was looking at it was, okay, so I could do a 300% damage increase every 8 to 6 moves, or like my logic was this: what if you just did 150 to 200% damage increase all the time instead of just every 6 to 8 moves, you know? So that's why I didn't go with Shadow Blight. I didn't go with Shadow Blight. I was like, I really like what I'm doing with freaking, I forgot what it's called. I just been calling it the Shadow Explosions. Affliction. I really like what Affliction does. Alright, Affliction makes sense to me. Is Affliction a Hatebreed album? That sounds familiar now that I'm saying it more. You know what it is? I think it's a brand of shirt that a lot of the MMA fighters in training like to wear. Isn't that what it is? Isn't Affliction that brand of shirts where it's just a bunch of skulls and feathered wings and a bunch of slogans saying, you know, you can't lift as much as I lift because I've been lifting Chevy since I was 5. Like, and that's like it's written in Gothic text across the back. Isn't that what Affliction is? Yeah. My other shirt is also a shirt made for muscles. Like, I think that's like some of the things they say. But yeah, I've been running Affliction. It's been doing way better. Also, when I first set up Shadow Blight, I was actually doing less damage too. I had it all set up and I was doing it, and I was actually doing less damage. And I was like, wait a minute, turkey boy. Then I found this thing. Your darkness skills chill enemies up to 100% and deal 130% increased damage to frozen enemies. Now, when this does go off, I mean, it's kind of pointless because they just die. They straight die. All right, we're already doing so much damage. Like I showed you earlier, we're doing like a 300% increase just for Shadow. You combine that to damage to enemies that are chilled. don't think I even have that. But if I did, they'd be taking more damage. I might actually have it somewhere. Maybe it's on an. I would have seen it in my. I would have seen it in my damage things. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's move on. The point is, I went with Affliction instead of Shadow Blight. I ended up doing way more damage, way faster, to where I don't have to stand there and cast a bunch of spells. I can only cast a few spells. Another thing that really trips me out is just the combination of me having an ultimate to where I can just literally turn into a shadow Roomba of darkness damage. I turn into the thing that the lady from Another Life, the main character, feared. I turn into a nameless, deathless shadow that she can't see, therefore she can't trust it. And the craziest part is, like, look how fast my ultimate comes back with this combo. My bone boys are ridiculous. Removing 3 seconds. I know I'm yelling again, sorry. Like I said, I have trouble controlling my volume sometimes, alright? ET has a very sexy learning disability called moronlexia. It's part of the, it's in the family of sexlexias. And was just something I learned to deal with over the years. But I realize, you know, it makes me annoying to other people. And I apologize. I try not to be annoying all the time, alright? My mind is like a cat inside of a wasp's nest being shaken sometimes. And I just gotta learn how to control the stingings and the violent outbursts of meowings and claws. Which, honestly, if I become a werewolf, that's really gonna amplify that even further, which is dangerous. I didn't think about that till now. So we're running into all kinds of new problems right now, okay? But we're overcoming them. My biggest thing to deal with now is the amount of time it takes us to grind these things now. Because like I said, we might be looking at 3 days until my next stream, until my next level up. Which at that point, I know some of y'all might be thinking, why not stream something else in the in-between time? It's like, yeah, I could stream some other game. But at the same time, that's time that I could be using to grind. And the more time I grind, the more I turn fine. I think that's how the saying goes. The more time you grind, the more things turn out fine. Something like that. And that reminds me of something someone else told me a long time ago. It was like, just because it rhymes doesn't mean that it's true or that it will work. I'm like, yeah, but it does sound really good, doesn't it? Look at these guys, look at them. Trying to live their cultist vampire lives. Suddenly a lady walks in and goes, hey guys, what's going on? They get hit by 2 different curses. One that just does direct damage over time, one that weakens them, but both of them at the same time hit him for 26,000 damage. Right in the mouth. No warning, no nothing. Just problems. I am not doing these equipment dives justice. I just realized I'm not paying attention 100%. Hopefully I'm getting all the purple things, because these equipment grabs are going to be important later. I got those Herodic Strong boxes for a reason. A secret stirs within the dungeon. Something warm that smells like croissants hides in your pantaloons. What? Excuse you? Man, if I can get my critical strike chance to 100% with my Necromancer. Oh, man. We'll be cooking with Kevin Bacon then. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I had a very weird dream that I was shopping in a grocery store. I think it was an H-E-B, but I couldn't tell. But the only thing that led me to think later that it was an H-E-B was the floor. You know, H-E-B has like those weird, I don't know what they're called, but it's like concrete, but it's like polished and brown. It's like brown concrete, but it's like, you wouldn't say it's tiled because like the tiles are too big. Like they're massive tiles. It's like, it's more like sections. Sorry, I'm starting to yell again. But anyway, there was this employee, and he was trying to help me, and I was just trying to avoid him. But he had a weird look about him. He looked kind of like Kevin Bacon, but taller, blonde, and his eyes were closer together. I've never seen this man before in my life. Weirded me out. I think he was trying to hit on me. And I did not like that. I got the hell out of there. The weirdest part, well, like, not a lot happened in the dream because I can't remember it all, but I remember in the end, I'm going down the wine aisle, and I look up in my basket and I go, well, this isn't gonna end well. All my food's been replaced by stuffed animals. And the weird thing was, the next day as I saw that commercial of the lady using her Samsung phone to replace all of the food in her basket with stuffed animals, and I thought to myself, did I see this and not remember it? And then it imprinted a weird feeling in me. Has there ever been a study to test to see how too much advertising can affect the mind? Bless you. Have we ever done a study about that? I think we reached a point now to where there's so much advertising in everything we do in all media that there needs to be a study. Because I feel like, for all we know, you know, sometimes too much of anything's bad for you. What if too many ads on a daily intake is too bad? It's not good for you. What if that's bad? I feel like we need someone to step in, some sort of authoritarian figure, some sort of lawmaking thing, some sort of governance, and actually do a study and also limit the amount of advertisements we're just allowed to see in a day. I think it might affect our mental health in some way. But as far as I know, no such institution exists. So perhaps we should invent one. An institution that cares about the people and enforces rules to make it to where things bigger than them, like the wealthy or corporations, could not hurt them and abuse them. I just had the idea right now. I don't even know what to call it. Something, upper management rulings. We don't have to call it that, but that's what's on the top of my head right now.
You're there! Please, help us!
They're here! Get ready!
The only way out of this is to fight.
Yeah, something's happening. Because I notice if I just tap my basic really fast, that gets that number, that countdown to go down really fast. Look at that. The amount of shadow damage we're throwing out right now is ridiculous. We're not even trying. Let's do it again. Ultimate. Just like that. We don't have to wait 40 seconds. That 40 seconds for the ultimate to come back, that's a guideline at this point. My Necromancer here, Sakurine, she likes to break that rule. Look at that. Oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again. We're gonna make a maggot pie here. Maggot pizza pie. I've heard of a pulse of the maggots, but this is ridiculous.
Take this
is what I call a bit much.
It's not much, but I hope it helps.
Yeah, you better thank her. You know what? Those are good people. And I could tell. They didn't explode instantly when they got inside my aura. It's a very useful aura. Can instantly. It's like Zone of Truth from D&D. But instead of forcing people to tell the truth, it forces demons to die by inflicting a hellacious amount of shadow damage on them really fast. Wouldn't that be useful in real life? Can you imagine if this lady existed in our plane of reality? Or a plane of reality where, like, ghosts and demons were real and could, like, haunt buildings? Can you imagine if she went to a haunted house and objects in it just started exploding into shadows and disappearing? She would ruin the haunted house industry. She would just walk in there and the entire rooms, doors, doorknobs, haunted chandeliers, they'd all just explode. And then she would leave and nothing would be haunted anymore. They'd be like, ah, damn it, Saccharine. Keep on exploding all our demons and ghosts. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. You know what? I was told that there was going to be a full continental breakfast at my stay at this haunted B&B. Alright, that's what I'm worried about. I want the hash browns, the bacon, the sausage, the pancakes, the waffles, the maple syrup. Full continental. Do you know how many continents there are? Enough. Okay? Enough to get results. Especially when it comes to my breakfast needs. That's how I imagine the line of dialogue would go down, if that actually happened. She would just, she would deny everything. Like, what? Anti-demon shadow aura? What are you talking about? You sound insane right now. If such a magic did exist, I would expect that would not affect a full continental breakfast in any way, shape, or form. So I don't want to hear about your demons exploding. Sounds like you need to get less explodey demons. That's your problem. Customer's always right. Ownership's 9/10 of the law. Buy less explodey demons. In transmission. And then she leaves. Lucky for me, other than the hairy nose and strange sleep habits, I have no further indications that I'm becoming a wereman. So we're avoiding that for now. That's at bay. I'm confident, a little bit, mostly. I'm mostly confident that I'm not becoming a wereman. But you know what? We're not taking it off the table just yet, okay? I'm still worried about it. We'll see how things go. But I was actually having so much fun playing as her that I had to stop because I was worried. I was worried I was gonna get too entranced on my death Roomba that by the time I streamed it, I would become a blank slate. I would just be going like, you know, like vegetative, just killing these demons, admiring my seal of Cory Calcos. I love the sound too. I love the sound of the Necromancer. It just sounds like a battle. Sounds like a battle inside of a battle. Like a battle inside of a battle inside of a bottle. Because the bass is so good. I think it's crazy that this this curse that I do, the Decrepify, originally does 0 damage. It only does slow and weakens them. It slows them and it makes them do less damage. But now, because of my aspects, my Paragon board, and my passive, my key passive, it all combines to where now this curse that is supposed to do 0 damage does about 20,000 damage. in a single blast of shadow damage. Just suction cups them in. Just you need some gore over there? Like, couldn't help but notice you don't have bits and bops of gobbledygook all over the floor over there. I can fix that real quick for you. Couldn't help but notice this place lacks a large amount of demon viscera. You know, for a demon Roomba, she honestly doesn't clean anything. She just makes it messier, really. Sure, she cleans the demons out, but then the problem is afterwards. Now you have to clean the demons out. It's a conundrum. But not really, because they're just two different things. One of them's killing them all. The other one's leaving a bunch of viscera that you did not previously have inside of an ice cave. Now it's full of it. Now there's a large amount of viscera in there where the viscera used to not be. And you know what? You gotta appreciate that sometimes. Keep things 100. Make things different. Just keeping it real. Sometimes keeping it real causes a large amount of viscera to appear. They're trying to clog the pathways with bodies and it's not working. There's just too much shadow damage in this tiny arena. Hi. She opens the door, they just vaporize. I'll just walk through. I'll just walk in. I'm just walking. I'm just here to check this. I think about turning this fortress into a home for me and my bone boys. Don't mind me. They're used to the sound of the explosions, and I'm used to stepping into bear traps. It's fine. You know, if you don't accidentally step in a few bear traps, isn't even a home. They died. Mysteriously. Sorry. If anyone else was watching that, that guy just got pulled through the barrier and died instantly. Like, don't worry, guys. No way they're gonna get through this bear. He gets sucked through it and explodes. Oh, man. And I'm the werewolf.
It's locked.
Why is it locked, though? Oh, that's why. Left the key on the ground over here like a sucker. I don't like the legendary stars block things. Several times, the legendary star on the map has covered up the Animus soul juice. Like the little purple soul juices. So I have to walk around the map and like go to all the legendaries, see if there's purple things floating by it. It's happened at least 3 times. I wouldn't mind the Animus stuff as much as, like, I don't know why they thought they played Call of Duty kill confirmed and thought, you know what Diablo needs? Diablo needs kill confirmed. I don't know why they thought that, but that's what it reminds me of. I just really wish they added something to where the Animus juice would come towards you a little bit, you know? Kind of like the experience points in Fable. Like, they slowly come towards you so you can, like, see them better. And maybe you can pick them up automatically if you're already close to them. Honestly, it just feels like... You know the puzzles where it says kill all these enemies and then the door opens? It feels like that exact same puzzle, but with extra steps. That's what the Animus puzzle makes me think. Because now I have to kill specific enemies, get their juice, put it into the special bucket for the juice, and then the door opens. And I think, I'm like, I almost think that that's a bit much. Oh, there it is. 285. We've officially crossed the threshold. We are in the halfway point now. I ain't afraid. I ain't scared. I didn't hear no bell. I don't know why I picked up that ring. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. We're almost at the end. I think we just made it to the halfway point. We've got 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes of the big touches and squeezes. Which she has the best. Like, she doesn't have a no-no square anymore. At this point, Saccharine here, she has a no you don't circle. And I like that. I like that. You want to do a game in the Shadow Realm? You want to do a Shadow game? Sorry, Burning Butcher. Those flames won't help you when you're in this much shadow. No way can you catch Saccharine wearing those shoes. I wish you could make your own keys. I think I talked about this before. I really wish you could make custom Nightmare Dungeon keys. Like, pick your own adventure. You know? I wish there was one to where you could add an enemy to the enemy hordes. Like, make the enemy hordes thicker, but choose which enemy it was. Because then, like, every single time I played with my sorcerers, for example, I would always pick, like, bats. Like, all enemy groups have extra bats, just these little bats, because that would make my fireballs go off so well. Like, if every enemy group just had a group of bats just shoved in there, the weakest enemy, like, I could shoot one chain lightning and one lightning spear and the entire world would just explode. And I would be able to grind so much faster. Maybe different enemies give you different bonuses for activating them, you know? Maybe bats give you the smallest bonus. Maybe picking more difficult enemies gives you better drops or better juice or whatever. I think I would like that a lot. It's kind of sad. Now that the Luna Festival's over. Oh, I hope you're having a good day too today, too, Luna Thompson. Yeah. You like my no you don't circle? I like it because when you have a no you don't circle, that instantly deletes demons and vampires. It goes with every outfit and every occasion. But that being said, it reminds me of something I don't like. I don't like being asked to get on Discord to buy AI art. You ever feel like that? You ever? Can you relate to that sentiment? Anywho. Yeah. The way I see it, this is going to end up doing more damage, because the way I looked at the build, sure, that guy gets a 300% damage increase when he's healthy, but by the end, we're going to get, like, if we max everything out, we're looking at a maximum possibility of a 900% increase to our affliction explosions. I think that's ridiculous. I'm looking forward to it. You ever, let me ask you all a question. You ever find body hair growing faster than normal and pimples where pimples didn't used to be and think to yourself, I better not be becoming a werewolf. I don't want this to become a reoccurring theme. You know, like with the snake gods. But it might. It might. E.T. might slowly degrade in time from his mind playing the D4 so often. It might all just become snake gods and werewolf problems. At this point, it's becoming, you know what, this is good. This is nice, because this is for science. In the future, when they come back and watch these historical documents, as they'll call them. Like, how did... E.T. was probably one of the most insane people we've ever met. How did his mind rapidly decline so quickly and so perfectly? Why was he prone to saying things so controversial yet so brave? And this will be, they'll just, people getting their degrees in psychology be watching these old documents going, man, this guy talks about snake gods a lot. But this build, look at this. Look at it. I think if she had any way to teleport, I don't know if the bat aspect where you replace the dodge with turning into a swarm of bats for a second to give you unstoppable. I don't know if that gives you the ability to go through walls. But if it did, this Necromancer might actually be able to beat even Decima, even the crackling sorceress build when it comes to grind speed. Because this is ridiculous. I am just walking death. And then my power up, everything that I'm set up, just turns me into a larger walking death. Like, right here, like this is like for hardwood floors, and then I activate my ultimate, and that's for like thick shag carpeting. That deep, good, clean feeling, no matter what. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. I gotta come back here. Somehow, in all of my rabbit killing, I didn't see that. Why? Because it was hidden behind that corner. Somehow I made it through that doorway, killed that animus carrier, but somehow did not pick up all its animus juice. That bothers me. Any backtracking right here. This is time. This is a time where my XP bonuses are up. This is a time I could be killing. This is what slows you down in an XP grind right here. This guy having to explode before he drops his loot is also another problem. He's like, "Can you just drop it?" He's like, I have to die cinematically. Yeah, the Terror of Kurazat is an interesting guy. He takes a while to explode. He likes to explode slowly for some reason. And you know what? That's his character, I guess. Just like my character has become a death Roomba, you know? Takes all shapes and sizes. Takes a village. I'm curious about what the update's gonna add too, because I only saw a glimpse of all the different things the new skill tree is gonna have. What I'm worried about, or what I hope doesn't happen, is I hope that they don't add more levels. Hope they don't go, you know what, we worked the Paragon board again. We reworked it another time. Now the max level is like level 500 or something. And to make it fair, we're dropping everyone's level back down to 100 like they did last time. That would bother me, because I have a feeling I'm actually going to make it to 300 before the update comes out. But if I make it to 300 and I set the world record, I mean, that would solidify no one else being as crazy as me to try and do it, because like then the level would be just ridiculously high, and then being stuck on expert the entire time, oh my god, you'd lose your mind. Could you imagine? Level 500? People are talking about how, oh, you're only 28 billion experience points away. I was like, could you imagine if all of a sudden they said now you're another 50 billion XP away? You'd lose your mind. You'd eat your own hands. You develop a flying machine made out of wood and try to fly it across the Atlantic. Fail miserably. But I'm still excited for it, because I really would like to be able to change elements but still do the same moves. I think that'd be pretty awesome. That'd be OP, it'd be broken, but it'd be awesome. I would love to make the crackling energy build do shadow damage, and if it would change the color of the lightning to like a deep, dark, like black and purple lightning. I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty slick. I really hope they also add more to the customization things, because people really like the customization thing. That's what they talk to me. That's why they tell me they like D3 more than D2. It's not for the gameplay. It's so that you can make your character prettier. I'm like, oh, that's a weird choice, but alright, whatever. Your preference. I'd rather have really good gameplay and replayability. But if it's gonna have customization, I would like it to go all out. Like, let the people who want to make colorful death Teletubbies that look like a bunch of Lego blocks from hell, let them make that. Let them make their goofy looking guys. They're heroes of Kavach. I would like definitely be able to customize the colors more. I don't like how limited the palettes are. Because like I said last time, they already have the color wheel to where you can literally make your selector colors. When it comes to like your HUD, your highlighting colors can literally be any color. They have like the entire like slider built into the game. Also, the two greens they give you bother me. You get one purple, and then the greens are like olive and then drab, and drab is just dark olive. But then like you see some of the paid outfits and they have like this green, especially one of the sorcerer outfits, I know it has like this actual bright green that you just can't get. You just can't have it. I'd like to be able to, like, you know how they show you the 4 colors on the color wheel of what you select, and it's like I really wish you could just change each one, all 4 of those. You could change each one to a custom color, make your own palette. No, hold on. They're literally, I could just stand here and let them slice and get my ultimate back, as my ultimate's just cooking them. There we go. We're doing so much. You can't even tell what's happening in there. All you know is that vampires are jumping out of the box and then exploding instantly under mysterious anti-vampire conditions.
It's locked.
Hello? What's going on? But yeah, I did not like the Shadow Blight build. Not for this level, though. Maybe later on, higher difficulty levels, especially after you have all the glyphs and all the glyphs are leveled up. Maybe then it's super good and fun. But at this level, with what power I had, I was really just, you stand there, you blow up the bodies into miasmas, then you turn other bodies into tendril, pull them in things. I forgot what the other thing was. Oh, that's right. Literally, the move Blight itself. You throw it, and it makes a corruption pool very similar to the corruption pool that the miasma corpse explosion does. And I don't know, I feel like it's a really big miss to not use the Reapers to get your ultimate back faster. Also, some of the builds, some of the Shadow Blight builds had them running 2 different basics, and I was like, why not just use, like, you're running Reap and Decompose. Why not just run one of them? Why do you need to run both? I was very confused about that play. Like, unless there's something I missed, like, unless there's like because I know the Sorcerer has at least one mythic unique that boosts all the basics. So maybe there's a different mythic unique out there that, like, boosts the basics in a way to where running them both separately does 2 different things that they stack well together. I mean, that is possible, but I just didn't see it. Alright, what should I drop? I'm gonna drop a few things. We already leveled up, so I'm not worried about the time. I don't think we're gonna find a better helmet just randomly. We'll look at them real quick and then drop them. I don't really need cooldown reduction. Lucky Hit would be nice, but I really like the life and armor. The all-amount toughness that my helmet's doing. I could replace the healing received, but that could be tempering. So, I'm not gonna bother with it. We're just gonna keep going. I just want to make space for the opportunity to find better legendaries or better mythic uniques. You don't want to have a full inventory when you absolutely need to pick something up while you want to keep on moving.
You saved my life. You saved my life.
But I like this. Another thing that was interesting is how much of a difference just increasing the numbers of the Bone Boys really makes. Because before I had them set up, but I didn't have
You saved my life.
the number increase enchantment unlocked, and they would die even after all these upgrades. They would receive a lot of damage and end up dying. And only after, when I found this aspect that increases their numbers by 2, but I put it on the amulet so it becomes 3. So now I can have 7 of those guys and 6 of the mages. Only then that all of a sudden they're difficult to kill now. When there's this many, for some reason, I think it confuses the enemy. I think there's too many targets for them to focus on. Because now, very rarely, even through a bunch of enemy explosions, does one of them become weak enough to where it's like, uh-oh, watch out now. What's going on? That is something I noticed. Also, it's just a good way to stack it. Going for the more numbers, because the more Reapers I have, the more likely I'm going to get that 3-second reduction to my cooldown. And the power pile on the mages is actually increasing my damage. For every mage I have, my base, like all my damages go up by 3%. Or at least, or maybe just my shadow damage. Either way. Now that I have 6 mages, that's 18% right there. That's a big increase. I don't know why I'm being indecisive about which tunnel to go down first. It's because it's this cave. I know why. This is the cave where I gotta find the freaking disc. And this is one of the caves where it actually is still a little bit randomized. So yeah, you go down one, then you find the end where you're supposed to take the disc, but you don't have the disc. So then you gotta go back. You gotta go back and find the right path to find the disc. And if you're lucky, maybe then you go down the right path the first time, so you get the disc, then you just go through the dungeon just one time. Because then you take the disc, and you go to the door, you get out of there. But if you don't find the disc and you find the door first, well, now you're doing all this backtracking. Now you're looking around, alright, disc, where are you? Who's your daddy and what does he do? Why are you like this? Explain again to me. Everything's so blurry. And everything's so clean. because I am lost without you. I cannot live at all. My whole world is around you. I stumble and I crawl. Which for a gamer, that's just the usual per use when it comes to dungeon crawling. Those feelings just happen, you know. You gotta take it with stride. Take it with pride and stride. Stride pride. Steel attack. I'm really happy I found this legendary scythe. Because when I saw the Necromancers get the scythe weapon as their weapon that they can use, that I don't know who else can use it. Because so far, maybe the Barbarian can, but so far only the Necromancer is able to use it. I haven't made a Barbarian yet, so I don't know. We'll find out sooner rather than later. Because now that the Necromancer's level 60, might as well get comfortable with her, get her items all sorted, and we'll start a Barbarian here at some point. But honestly, I might wait on it. Because I also kind of want to remake Madara. Also, I'm also tempted to make a second Necromancer. And make him be all about the bones. Make a bone boy. Just because I saw one of the aspects makes it to where all your bone skills become shadow damage skills, and then all, like, an enemy that takes more damage if they've been hit previously by a bone skill. So you cast a bone skill, and then your second bone skill or your shadow skill does increase damage. Also, there's another aspect that turns Blood Wave into a shadow skill. So I was like, that is kind of cool. I wonder if it makes it look different too. Because then Blood Wave, you could be your ultimate, but it's like a tidal wave of shadow. Which, maybe it wouldn't be the most fun or efficient for grinding XP, but I think it would just be fun. It would be fun to do. Throw a tidal wave of shadow blood at them straight to the face. And like, ah, I see. Oh. Who dare challenge me to my own game? The demon's trying to use the shadows against me. I've been listening to Mushroom Head all day while drinking green tea, so I think I'm ready for you this time, buddy. Where am I? Oh, this is a commercial. I'm like, why do I hear a lady talking to me about side effects? This is a very weird Linkin Park song. It sounded more like a Mudvayne song. I started getting worried. I was like, oh man, did I get into the LP50 without even realizing it? Sorry. There's something about that big boss enemy spawning, and then I just hit it with the curse and it instantly dies and drops a mythic unique. The things I was talking about just a second ago. Although it said sword, so I imagine it's another Azarath. Which I really wish there was more variety when it comes to the mythic uniques. Hey, Slither. Slither reminds me of Seether, but not as good. He's more slithery, you know? We might be able to squeeze one more obol in, because I don't need obols. So we can just run past these chests? Maybe. Cross your fingers. We're gonna arrive and we're already gonna be out. We'll be out of the XP. Alright, we're here. Roomba attack. Look at this. What do you even do? Be careful, don't touch your darkness. It's everywhere. What do you mean don't touch the darkness? It's a wall of darkness the size of the room. Just do your best not to touch it, alright? Asmodan's on the radio again, right? Hi guys, that red-headed necromancer lady's back again. Just try not to let her darkness touch you. You mean the same darkness that's surrounding her at all times? The same darkness that comes out of the end of her bone boy's hands and their weapons? Listen, alright. I didn't say don't get hit by our darkness. I said do your best not to touch it, okay? Calm down. Calm down. How about you come down here and deal with this nonsense? Do you see what I have to deal with? You see how much chop suey is on the ground right now? Oh, don't even start. Don't even start, Dave. I decided to name this demon Dave. Asmodan, we're getting slaughtered out here. It's like a julienne salad in this room. Except the only flavor is demon meat. Sorry, I'm starting to yell again. I don't know what's wrong with me. Just churn the butter. Calm down and churn the butter. I'm making some demon butter. Slap some butter on it, baby. We're just making demon gravy. We're keeping the recipe grandma friendly and relatable. I didn't explore up there though. You know what? I'm out of time anyway.
It's locked.
We won't bother. Oh, I need the key. That's right. Sorry. My bad. Get off me. Stop grabbing me. Assault. These demons are committing assault on me. Alright, that's it. Let's get in there and get that deep clean going. I want these fibers that are from the 70s to be as white as they used to be before all the parties. This carpet's gonna be like it's fresh out of the factory. Fresh out of Milan. You can still smell the children's tears and the fibers by the time I'm done cleaning it. I love it. There's something about the sound. The sound of them popping. Which room should I clear first? Something tells me there's a little event in this room back over here. I will go back for the event. I have the XP, I have the time, I have the will and the know-how. Yes! Look at them! Look! Why can't I activate them? Well, there's only one in here, and they don't want to talk, they're just sad. They're just sad in that room. So, never mind. Apparently watching a necromancer walk into a room with 13 bone men does not incite hope into that lady's mind. Yeah. Kind of judgy for a lady who needs to be rescued from a necropolis-filled dungeon. Like, literally, this is right up my alley. Like, I deal with this on the daily, miss. Bone boys and zombies are kind of my expertise area. But if you just want to sulk, then I mean, you can only help those who want to be helped, am I right, guys? Alright. Alright, that was good. That was good. I think we were 16 million away from... Oh, yeah, that's decent. 26 million? I realized, like, after the Luna Festival ended, those shrines not being there actually did have a big impact on our grinding. Like, even Decima, I have trouble now. Like, I have to go all out to make sure I get, like, a 40 million XP run. I was using... Novisame, my werewolf druid, earlier today, and I barely pulled out like 31 million out of a run where I was trying to do it as fast as possible. And then before that, with my rogue, my flurry rogue, I did change her up a little bit because I changed one of her moves to be dance with knives instead of the usual. But I mean, it worked. It worked. Hold on, let's get ready to close this out. We'll leave this one here. Let me turn on the camera and say goodbye to y'all. But yeah, even the rogue earlier today, Flurry Rogue, now that the Lunar Festival's over, I think I pulled about 21 million out of an hour. But I was taking my time and I was just sort of like testing her out, see what I could do to change. And I really liked, I wish more people told me. We might do her next time. Next level up. We might do another run with the either the Necromancer or the Rogue, because the one thing I changed was I added Dance of Knives, and I find that to be a more effective, like, because when you do Flurry, you remember last time, you bounce around the map, and sometimes you get stuck on a corner. I find tapping Dance of Knives, not only do you continue to attack, you go around the corner. Like, it forces you to smooth out those corners, so it, like, helps with the speed if you do it just right. But that'll be maybe for next time. I might do another Necromancer run next time, just because we just got her to level 60. We just made her part of the team. We just finished her Paragon board to have a bunch of darkness damage, and as you can see, she works very well. Hopefully, I'm going to try not to overplay her on my downtime. But I'm going to leave this one right here. Thank you all who came out today. Thank you all, future people come back to watch the old episodes. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, keep on posting. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all take it easy. I don't think I'm becoming a werewolf. Hopefully.